Unfortunately, some of the videos that I do and will do in the future, I'm certain it's going to seem like a repeat. I'm not referring to the Bruce Lee videos that I do on martial arts, but about the world that we live in for the most part. There's a movie, an old movie back, I think it was in the 70s or 80s. It's called It's a Mad, Mad World. Never truer was that statement than today. This is a mad, mad world. The only thing good about the world that we live in today are those people that happen to be good people. Outside of that, there's unfortunately a lot of bad seeds. Now, this video, just touching on something that I saw here recently that was pretty disturbing. I don't know how old the video is, but it came up in my feed about an altercation between a student in school and their teacher. You can look in the comment sections or the description maybe and see the name of the school. But the teacher was instructing the student, from what I could see or gather, to do something. And for some reason, there were exchanges of words between the two, and the student was belligerent, and this male student approached the male teacher, and then there were blows thrown after the male student pushed the male teacher. You can see this in the video, it's very obvious. And then the male teacher threw some papers at the student afterwards, and then they began to swing at one another and stop. I don't need to go any further. You can see it for yourself, or you can even imagine it. Who's at fault here in this situation? You're not looking at the video now, but there's a link to that video below. But just in general, I want you to answer the question: where are the parents as it relates to their discipline of their children? When I was going to school, this, and I do mean this, very, 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 very rarely ever happened with a student attacking a teacher. Didn't happen. And I went to a few schools. I went to elementary school, never saw it. Went to junior high school, different school, never happened. And I went to high school, 4 years. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. Never saw it. If it did happen, maybe once. But today, today's children, they scare me. But not more than their parents scare me or alarm me as a man, as an adult, as a parent. How does that translate? You leave your home, the child, and you go to school, and you are challenging and then physically attacking a teacher in your classroom. What happened? Law of nature, a natural law, cause and effect. What was the cause that caused this to happen in school? Now, I'm not taking sides, but in most instances, and I'm not saying that teachers can't be off kilter or a little over demanding sometimes and so forth, but whatever, you never as a child come to school with the idea that a teacher's not going to tell me what to do or instruct me what to do. or you don't follow certain things the teacher instructs you to do, and that basically that's your prerogative to do whatever you want to do virtually in school. You can have your cell phone out and so forth. Not that this was the case, I don't know. But whatever it was, it should never come to a point where a child attacks a teacher. And the teacher did strike back and then try to submit the student after that in a hold of some sort. I get it. Some people are going to say, well, the teacher should never strike the child. You were not there, and I wasn't there. We don't know. Sometimes instincts take over. It was a male teacher, male student. The student began to swing first on the teacher. That's a hard pill to swallow. And that's a sensitive situation as far as your reaction is going to be. Maybe they need more training with students like that in the school, but maybe the students like that shouldn't be in the school in the first place. Maybe the child had disciplinary problems already up until that point. Now, my question is, where's the mother and the father at as it relates to them training up their child to respect authority, adults? Now, just for your information, if it means anything, and I'm not saying it does, the student was white and the teacher was a black male. I don't know what they were saying, I couldn't really hear. But still, if it was two white individuals, a white teacher and a white student, and it has happened too, or if it was a black student and a black teacher, or a black student and a white teacher, it has happened too. But I'm just talking about this particular one instance. I fault the parents in most instances. I do. Unfortunately, this is me. Unfortunately, there are some things that our system, so-called governmental system, has done that has damaged the family union. One of the things that they have done was remove prayer from the school. Now someone might say, well, we pray in our school. That's not all schools. It should be the same across the board. They removed prayer and they took away corporal punishment, where the teachers used to be able to swat a student. Maybe the type of teachers we have these days are different than when I was coming up. The students most definitely are. But I think the students are the way they are because of what I just said. You took the paddling out of school. You took the Bible out of school. And you gave the children authority, or some form or semblance of authority, making them think that they can do virtually anything that they want to in today's society. And I blame two entities. Number one, the parents, for not continuing to be a proper role model and not pressing issues in the home and allowing their children to run them. That's one. And the other one is the government that took away the parents' right to chastise corporally, if you will, their children. Once they instituted the 241 kids thing or system, took away all of the rights of the parents to physically discipline their children. The worst thing that they could have ever done. And you know what? They did it intentionally. They knew what the ramifications of that would be. These situations like the one I'm talking about is the result of what they've done. No prayer in school, no Bible, no discipline of the child in school appropriately, because the teachers are afraid also of the parents coming there to beat them up and maybe shoot them if they put their hands on their child. That's the era that we're in right now. And it's wrong. So no wonder why we have situations like this in school. Now you can have a resource officer all you want to in the school. It doesn't change the mindset and the mentality of the people who attend the school, the children, that is. We keep adding fuel to the fire. Discipline begins at home first and foremost. And we should not allow any government, any form of government, to tyrannize us as parents in how we discipline our children. As long as we don't kill them, as long as that we don't put them in the hospital, we should be able to physically chastise our children when needed, when necessary. And that has nothing to do with anyone else outside of our home. That's what we've lost, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think. This is Brother Teacher.